friends, how are you all? Hope you are doing fine. So today we have with us Vedant. He had applied for BBA General in Christ University. So he had given the 2 rounds of interview. So let us hear from him that how his experience was at the interview. So Vedant, first of all, please introduce yourself.
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Vedant Sultania and I live from Surat, Gujarat. I applied for BBA General in Christ University. Currently, I'm doing my schooling from Delhi Public School, Surat, and from Commerce Stream.
Okay, so Vedant, please tell us that when was your first round of interview scheduled for your first test, and for the second test, when was your interview?
So I had 2 interviews scheduled for me. First was on 24th March 2022, and second was on 7th April.
So Vedant, tell me, how was your interview experience? Like how many panelists were there? How your interview got started?
I had one panelist in my first interview and 2 panelists in the second interview. Talking about the interview feedback, first interview was a good one compared to the second one. As I had only one panelist in my first interview, they started with my introduction first of all. Second, they asked me more of GK questions and more academic questions in my first one, whereas in the second one it was full of only academic based. There were in the first one there were questions like who's the governor of RBI, what do you mean by prospectus, what type of depreciation methods do we apply, etc. And second interview was full of academic based, so there were questions like types of demand, laws of demand, elasticity of demand, etc.
Okay, so like in first interview they were asking you about the general knowledge also, as well as they were asking your academics question also.
Yes, ma'am.
Whereas in second they just focused on your academics.
Yes.
So in first interview, were your just questions based on GK and accounts, or there were any other questions regarding your business studies or economics?
In first interview, I had less of business studies, where in second interview, I had more of business studies, such as who's the father of administrative management, any 3 principles given by Mr. Henry Fayol, what examples, what is the difference between authority and responsibility, etc.
Okay. So in your first interview, Vedant, were there any other questions apart from the academic questions?
There were no other questions apart from academic or GK. For micro presentation, the first topic was industries in your state, which are textile and diamond, the main industries in Surat. So I spoke about that. And the second interview, the topic was work-life balance.
Work-life balance. Okay, great. So Vedant, didn't they ask you anything regarding why you want to come at Christ University, or why you want to do BBA? Any such questions weren't there from in your interviews?
They did ask me why I want to join Christ University and why BBA in my first interview. Whereas in second interview, there was no such questions.
Okay, so how do you think that, how did your overall interview and both the tests went?
Talking about the CUET, that is Christ University entrance test of 13th March, I think it was not that great for me because I wasn't well prepared for it. And second attempt, which I gave on 3rd April, was a good one for me because I was well prepared for it. And interview, I feel that second interview, the interviews were kind of strict, so they were not showing much of interest. That's why I feel second interview was not that great compared to the first one.
Okay, so Vedant, any other instructions given by the interviewers to you regarding your micro presentation, that how much time you have to prepare about it, or how much time you need to speak on your topic? Was there any instruction by that?
I was given only 10 seconds to prepare in both the interviews, and I spoke about 50 to 60 seconds in both the interviews for my presentation.
Okay, so any cross questioning on the question and the answers, you have answered them based on your introduction or your academics question or your micro presentation? Were there any cross questioning?
No, ma'am, there was no such cross questioning from them.
Okay, so how long your first interview was it, and how long your second interview was there?
My first interview was around around 7 to 8 minutes, and second interview lasted 5 minutes.
Okay, it lasted for 5 minutes only, though they asked you so many academics questions.
Yes.
Okay, so were they very speedy? Like for example, if you stopped in between, if you were answering and you got somewhere in between, did they change you the question, or did they give you the time to at least speak upon it?
The first interviewer was very supportive. She gave me time to think. She also gave me more time to prepare for micro presentation. Whereas in the second interview, the interviewers were in a hurry because as it's midday, they are taking more interviews, so they were more of a hurry.
Okay. So what do you think? In first interview, I guess you got selected for Delhi NCR campus, right? And
Yes.
then you wanted central campus. That's why you have applied for the second round of interview. So Vedant, please tell the interviewers that how did you prepare for your interviews?
Talking about my preparation about the interviews, first of all, I would like to thank the entire Pro Talent team for constantly guiding me, taking my mock sessions for interview. Like I would like to share my experience when I appeared for the first interview in the Pro Talent. I was very nervous. I was very shy to speak. But when I gave my last mock interview before my actual interview, I was boosted with confidence. Second thing, I would like to thank like Nitin sir for his videos or for all his videos. His videos were very supportive to me, and they actually boosted my confidence, and I was able to prepare well for both the interviews.
Okay, Vedant. So, Vedant, as you mentioned that in your first interview, you were also asked about the general knowledge subjects. So, were you prepared about the general questions that they would ask you some questions like that?
Talking about the first interview, I had only 2 to 3 general questions, such as who is the governor of RBI, who is the railway minister. So that's all generals which I knew answers for that.
Okay, so people don't need any extra preparation for the GK. They are asking basic GK questions.
To me, they ask basic GK questions for the people who have the interviews for the third round. What I would suggest is whatever the current trending topic is, kindly refer to that. For example, currently the Sri Lanka crisis is the current trending topic nowadays. So they might ask for topics from that.
Okay, Vedant. So, Vedant, apart from this GK topic, that how should they prepare for GK? Any other kind of advice you would like to give the viewers, and how should they prepare for their interview, which can help them to ace the interviews?
The first advice I would like to give is to all the viewers that please do not panic for the interview, because if they find you nervous, they try to make you more nervous instead of supporting. So second, I would like to say is about the GK questions. Only read the trending topics that's happening in the previous week, or anything that's happening around you currently.
Okay, Vedant. So, Vedant, we would like to thank you for sharing your experience and giving your time over here. So, Vedant, we also wish you best for your future. Hope that this time you get into the central campus. So, really, thank you. Thank you, viewers.